Hello, everybody. My name is Caesar.
And I'm Martha.
Welcome back to the 29th episode of In a Wider Screen, where
two idiots who know nothing about movies talk about movies.
Martha, when do you stop at green and go at red?
Stop at green, go at red. When you're colorblind.
Not quite, because he shouldn't be driving a car.
That's not true. My brother's colorblind, and he's only gotten into several accidents.
Colorblind to the point where you think green is red, red is green on the road.
Well, you know, it's he doesn't do well around Christmas time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a lot of green and red. No, okay. Well, you go at red, stop at green.
Mm-hmm.
Go at red, stop at green. I've heard this one before, so I know it, and it's in the back of my head.
I know the way you said it sounded like something you've heard, but right now you're not thinking of it. The answer.
Wait. Red. Go. Red. Stop green.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have anything to do with Squid Game and that episode of Red Light, Green Light?
No, not at all.
No? Okay. Well, then I can't help you. I can't answer all of your questions for you, Caesar.
For me, sorry.
Gosh, you gotta figure things out on your own.
So Martha, when do you stop at green and go on red? When you're eating a watermelon.
That's so stupid.
But am I wrong?
Well, technically watermelon is like a pink kind of color. More so than red. But that's just technically...
Anyways, welcome back to In a Wider Screen. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning.
Sorry.
Thank you for coming back. Yeah, sorry too.
If you're coming back, sorry.
Yeah, so make sure if you are tuning in, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Like the video. I said like twice. And listen to wherever you listen to on podcasts, Spotify, Apple. I don't know if on Spotify, but on Apple you can't leave reviews.
You can't?
No, you can on Spotify.
You can
on Apple. I don't know if you can on Spotify.
You can't on Spotify.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so that's...
So
Spotify, fix that.
Wherever you can leave a review, leave us a review. 5 stars, please.
Even if it's going outside and just shouting like, hey, y'all are doing great. And we would hear you.
We'll catch it. We'll catch the vibe.
We'll hear you. We got it.
We'll catch the good energy. Yes.
Good vibes in the universe. We love it.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we are down to our final week of spooky season on In a Wider Screen. Doesn't mean this is not the last time we're going to talk about spooky movies, but like at least just
for now.
Just for now, for October.
For like the official spooky season of In a Wider Screen, which is sad because I love me some spooky season, but it's okay because spooky season will live on in our hearts.
That's exactly right.
All year long.
Maybe not all year for me, but...
Well, for me, definitely.
For you, definitely.
I have skeletons all over my room.
Literally skeletons in her closet.
So...
even, what's his face?
Ron. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. How you doing?
But yeah, so we're down to our last episode. And this week, like, we announced we were going to be talking about...
Monster House. Spoilers ahead. Look at me, ahead of the curve. Ahead of the curve.
But we're not talking about the movie quite yet.
Fine.
So you actually told... Well, listen.
Oh, yeah.
You told me yesterday that you actually did watch movies this week.
I did watch movies this week. I did.
I don't know. When I hear movies, it's plural, so I'm assuming at least 2.
Yeah.
Which is still, like... a lot for you.
Yeah.
So let's hear it.
Okay.
What do you got? So
first movie I saw, which really surprised me, I saw Muppets Haunted Mansion.
You watched that?
Yes.
Was it good?
It was actually really funny.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, like, there's a lot of, like, cheesy, corny parts. But,
Muppet stuff.
But it's Muppets. You can't, that's what you expect. But, like, there were a few times, like, quite a few times where I laughed out loud.
Oh, my God.
Maybe I'm just easily amused.
No,
but
the Muppet, I mean, honestly, ever since I was a kid, they've never failed to make me laugh.
I love the Muppets so much.
And I'm glad that, I've always worried that the Muppets is just a dying brand.
No, never.
So I'm glad.
Never. It will never.
Because I remember they had that ABC show that got canceled. I think they had.
I loved that show. I was so sad
really?
to see it canceled.
I never saw it, but
I thought it was really funny. I liked it.
I think they have a Disney Plus show.
Yeah, Muppets Now.
Yeah. So it's cool to see that this is also on Disney Plus now. People are watching it and people are liking it.
It was actually really funny.
I'll try to check it out soon before the end of spooky season, which is in a few days. But
you gotta hurry up.
But it's not long, right? It's like less than an hour.
Yeah, it was less. I think it was like 58 minutes or something.
Okay.
So it was like right under an hour.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, definitely recommend watching that because it's short, it's funny, it was very cute. So I really like that. So that was the first movie I did manage to see.
Because it was under an hour.
Mm-hmm. And then the second movie I saw, which it was not my first time viewing it, nor my second or third or fourth or fifth. I have seen this movie countless times. It's just a rewatch movie for me. But Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
That's my favorite. I mean, not saying a lot, I guess, but it's my favorite Thor movie.
Yeah, it's
but it's good. It's really good.
So I always get a chuckle out of that movie, and it's a nice movie. Like,
do you think it's the funniest Marvel movie? I think it's up there.
I think it's between that one and I think the main contenders are Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Ant-Man and Thor Ragnarok. Those are like the top tier funny movies.
Okay. I agree with that. Those are good ones. All right.
But yeah, I love that movie. Watch it again and again. So yeah, I actually did watch plural movies.
And then that's good for Thor: Love and Thunder comes out next year.
I'm excited.
That's very exciting. So you watched those this week? 2.
Hey, that is that's still more than last week.
That's still more than what you've been giving these last couple of weeks.
Exactly.
So I have quite a few. So
of course you do.
Let me pull up. So I keep track.
Wow, you really do keep track. Like you have a whole folder inside of a folder. Like this is a whole mechanism you have here.
So actually, I only watched 3. I don't know why I act like I watched so many. So I saw 2 movies in theaters this past week, both of which are 2 of my favorites of the year. Before I get into that, I actually have never seen this from start to finish. I'd always seen like parts of it when I was younger, never start to finish until now.
Okay.
That is Shrek the Third.
What? Dude.
That's the only Shrek movie I'd never watched the whole entire thing of. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
it's I think. I mean, I was entertained because you still have the humor, but it was just missing, I don't know, that spark that the first 2 have. Like, it was kind of missing.
Agreed. Yeah.
But it was still funny. I was like, it's all right. It's fine.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
It's so surprising to me for someone who has Shrek on, like, their top 10 movies.
Oh, yeah, I know. I love Shrek.
And
so
then
much.
For you to be like, didn't watch the third one. Well, to be fair.
Well, now that I watched it, I realized I didn't really need to.
Yeah, I say that, but also I think about, like, Pitch Perfect was on my list, but, like, I refuse to acknowledge the third one, and the second one was, like, so-so for me, so.
Okay.
You know.
Well,
it happens.
At least for Shrek, I haven't seen the 4th one in a long time. I have the DVD for it. And then there's also that Puss in Boots movie.
God, don't watch it. Whatever you do not watch that movie.
I've seen it.
You liked it?
What's wrong with it?
Oh, God. Okay, I think I have just a terrible memory associated to it. So, okay, so here's my thing with it is that wait, just kidding. I lied. It's not the Puss in Boots movie. Okay.
You're thinking of a different movie.
It's like a knockoff movie of Puss in Boots that my parents picked up one day because my niece was like, I want to see that movie. So we were at the store and we were out of town and they bought it and then we started watching it in the hotel room and then like my parents went to sleep and I just couldn't fall asleep because it creeped me out so much and I hated it because it was just so stupid and it was bad. And I get it confused. I think it was an off-brand version.
I don't think there's no way you can watch. Yeah, I don't think that's what it was.
I think it was an
off-brand version. I was gonna say though, the second Puss in Boots is coming out next year.
Seriously? Well, why?
Why not? Shoot.
Okay, maybe I do. I need to see the first one.
Maybe we should talk about Puss in Boots. Get you a refresh because you're being a hater right now. It's kind of disrespectful. Okay, the 2 movies I saw in theaters. I saw this movie, The Last Duel. This has Matt Damon, Adam Driver, Ben Affleck, Jodie Comer.
How have I not heard of this movie?
It's directed by Ridley Scott. It's like it was, and it's set in the medieval times.
How have I never heard of this movie?
I don't know, but you should. I mean, I think I will say the marketing for it has been really bad because it did not make a lot of money. But it's probably my favorite movie I've seen this year. Like, it was really good. Honestly, at this point, I'll probably be streaming. Sooner than later. But basically the whole idea of the movie is Jodie Comer is Matt Damon's wife and she has accused Adam Driver of rape. Like he raped her. But the interesting thing about the movie is it's shown through 3 different perspectives. Like each act is a different point of view. So the first act is Matt Damon, then it's Adam Driver, then it's her. And so it's just, I think what's so cool about it is just like you see, it's literally about the same events for the most part, but told to do different ways. And there's like subtle differences between each one that like really make a difference. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. No, yeah,
That's
super good movie.
I gotta watch that. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
I love this actor.
And Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, they look. Matt Damon has this ridiculous looking mullet, and Ben Affleck has like this fringe, blonde haircut with like. I mean, I think they were just being. It's based on a true story, so I'm sure they were just being authentic.
Okay.
But they look. Actually, do you want to see a picture?
I would love to. Actually,
I can put in the edit if I don't forget.
Yeah.
So this is Matt Damon in The Last Duel.
Ew.
Oh, that's Ben Affleck right there.
Ew.
So actually, this is good for you. This is the first time they also co-wrote the screenplay together, along with a woman, Nicole Olive Center. I forgot her name. Yes. The first time they worked on a screenplay together since Good Will Hunting.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So interesting that they went with that.
Guess I gotta watch it.
Yes. Then the last movie I watched, it was also in theaters. I saw Dune in the IMAX. It was my first time at IMAX. Let me say some things about the IMAX theater. So I liked the IMAX. I would go back to it again if it's shot in IMAX. Let me explain. So basically, so a lot of Dune was shot with IMAX cameras, and when that happens, the aspect, like the ratio of the movie, like you see more of the picture. But if not, it's just the same standard, like with the bars on top. So I feel like, especially you're paying, okay, at least at our theater, it's like $16 or $17 for IMAX. The seats were so, like, okay, you've been to, you've been to Silverado recently where I used to work?
Yeah.
So you know how the seats are kind of like, it was like that in the IMAX.
Really?
Yeah. I was expecting, because you go to the other theaters and it's like recliners, more spaced out. I was expecting the same thing. I'm like, okay, I know I'm paying extra for the picture and the sound or whatever, but like the seats were just cushed together. Peace and love to the crowd that was there. The guy to the left of me smelled so bad. I was like, is this 4D? Like, was this from the desert? Yeah. Like, what's going on? It was just, and then so we had like popcorn and it was just cramped and everything. But the actual like presentation, I guess, of the movie was cool. Like, it was worth that. Okay. But I just feel like if it's not shot with like those cameras and you don't get the extra picture, I'd rather just go see it in a different format for cheaper.
True.
But yeah, but Dune itself, the movie was really good. I think there's a lot that I missed because there's so much going on with the story. Like, it's such a dense story. Okay. And it's only part 1. They just announced part 2 because it did pretty well this weekend. But yeah, there's a lot going on. You got Timothée Chalamet. You got Zendaya. It's a huge cast. The director, his name's Denis Villeneuve. Directed Blade Runner, the second one, 2049. So that's why I was so excited for this too. Yeah, it's just okay. It was just a beautiful. I was so excited for this, and it was very beautiful good. Occasion. Definitely looking forward to rewatching those in HBO Max with subtitles. I definitely need the subtitles. I missed a lot of dialogue, but definitely worth seeing. If you're not able to make it out to a theater, at least watch on HBO. But if you do go to the theater, I think it's gonna be like really the sound and the way it looks. It's just insanely gorgeous.
I do plan on watching it soon,
so definitely check out Dune, and I think it'll grow on me the more I watch it. I wasn't like in love with it like a lot of people were, just because I feel like there was so much there that I just didn't latch on to. Yeah, but
I'm still excited to watch it.
I think you'll enjoy it, especially now that we're gonna get a second one. This first one's not a waste of time to watch. If you're worried about that. So yeah, that's all I saw this week.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh. I did watch Monster House.
Oh, and we watched Monster House. We did watch Monster House,
and that's today's movie.
Yes, sir.
Just to get into Monster House then. This is directed by Gil Kenan. This is actually his directorial debut. Ooh. He hasn't done too much since then. He did, there was a remake in 2015 of Poltergeist. He did that. And then there's this movie coming out soon on Netflix called A Boy Called Christmas. And it has like this insane like British cast. Like a lot of people from like Harry Potter.
I keep talking in a British accent, so if you guys hear that, I'm so sorry, because here's the thing, I'm really bad at British accents. So
I think they can hear that for themselves when they...
Yeah, I apologize in advance. It's like, it's been a habit of mine all week for some reason, and I can't get out of it.
Yeah, it's been fun for me though.
Yeah, it's been tons of fun for you, so...
Exactly. Anyway, so this stars the legendary Steve Buscemi, Nick Cannon, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Kevin James, Jason Lee, Catherine O'Hara, Kathleen Turner, and Fred Willard. What they also didn't list in the official casting was our King Mitchell Musso.
How? But he's literally the star of the movie.
Well, they're crediting all the adults.
That does make sense.
Because at the time he was a kid, like, and no one knew who he was.
True.
That reminded me that when I saw his name, do you remember when they tried to make every single Disney Channel star like a hit singer? Like, what was that era about?
I don't know, but I still like vividly remember like sitting in front of my TV and then just watching the music video to
They'll play them nonstop.
What is that song from Monsters Inc. where not You Got a Friend of Me? That's Toy Story. I don't remember the song, but it was him and Emily Osment they were both in Hannah Montana, and they sang it together, and I was like, I don't like this, but I like it.
They really were trying to make them hits.
They were really just trying to push it to the limit.
Because
you're in it to win it. Oh yeah, that was Corbin Bleu. It's a different Disney Channel star.
That was also Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah. Well, no. Was she on that song? She wasn't on that song.
Well, not that song, but she's in that movie.
No. Push It.
Oh, you're talking about Jump It.
That was Jump In.
Jump In. Jump It.
Jump In.
Push It. You're right. I thought High School Musical, but you're... Jump In.
Whatever. Man.
I remember that. They also had... wasn't Kiki Palmer in that too?
Yes, she was. It's like a movie.
That is a movie.
Yeah. We gotta review that one. Anyway.
Released another freaking spooky movie released in the middle of the summer. What? July 21st, 2006.
Oh, this isn't...
this was made on a $75 million budget, made back about $141 million worldwide. And is also an Oscar nominee for Best Animated Feature.
Really?
At the 79th Oscars.
What? I would not expect that.
I believe, before I say it, I'm going to look it up to make sure what it lost to. I believe it lost to Happy Feet.
Oh, Happy Feet.
Whereas, so this year there were only 3 nominees. It was Happy Feet, Cars, and Monster House.
Oh. And Happy Feet won?
And Happy Feet won.
And Cars didn't?
I honestly would have. I haven't seen Happy Feet in a long time, but I'd probably vote Cars. I think
that's upsetting.
Okay, I will say I rewatched Cars not like a few months ago. It's actually pretty underrated.
It's so good.
I liked it a lot. I mean, I don't think it's one of their Pixar's best, but I think it's a lot of fun.
So good. I love it. Like the soundtrack, first of all.
Oh yeah, laugh is okay. Today's not the Cars episode. Anyway, yeah. Also, I thought it'd be kind of cool to, in a kind of cool voice. I want to try to read out the synopsis real quick.
Oh, I remember we were supposed to do that, but then we never did.
Stop. I think you did it once and you just stopped.
To be fair, I needed my phone in front of me to read the synopsis, and my phone is used.
I think starting next week, I'll just send it to you, and then you can just
once again. Okay.
Yeah, did not listen to. Okay, monsters under the bed are scary enough, but what happens when an entire house is out to get you? 3 teens aim to find out when they go up against a decrepit neighboring home and unlock its frightening secrets. First of all, I think teens is very loosely worded because they look like
they're definitely
like preteen.
They're preteens.
I don't think they're quite teenage.
They establish it several times that they're like
11.
They're just like right on the cusp of being like a teenager, but not quite there.
So
yet.
Technically speaking, this synopsis is not entirely
incorrect.
So actually, I think that'd be fun to do to read the synopsis and think how accurate do you think the synopsis? Like how good is the synopsis in describing the movie?
I like it.
I think I don't love the synopsis. I think it does a decent job of describing the movie, but first of all, the whole question thing, I don't really think that interests me. And then the teens, they're not teens. And then decrepit, that's I don't know what that means.
No. Decrepit.
Oh.
Decrepit.
Elderly and okay. How do you say? What do you say?
Decrepit.
Hold on, let me put my volume up for this.
Decrepit. You're a dummy. Anyway,
Monster House.
So
I first watched this as a kid. I remember really enjoying it, but not too many memories of it. So my first rewatch of it for a long while was last year for Halloween, and I liked it a lot. I think I grew a different appreciation for it.
Yeah.
When I saw I noticed a lot of little things. Then I watched it again for this time, and I think I liked it a little bit less than when I did last year.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I didn't expect that to happen, but I still put your pitchforks down. I still like this movie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. So, but what about, so I don't, yeah, I'm sure I watched this. I know I watched this as a kid, but I don't really have any memories of it, honestly.
So for me, honestly, if you didn't like it, this isn't a movie that's like super like near and dear to my heart like any of the others. But I mean, I still very much enjoy this movie. This is another one of those Halloween classics in my book. I've watched it pretty much every year around Halloween time. Yeah. Since I was a kid. So a funny story about this one is that I remember always going over to my cousin's house, and then we would like each of us would like pick out a movie we want to watch, and then we would vote on it. And I would always pick Monster House, and I don't know why.
Even when it was,
because I was always so scared of it, but I wanted to watch it all the time. And it was like, I think I just love to torture myself, but I always picked it. I think it was the animation style of it that really freaked me out.
Yeah,
I think that's what was.
I did make a note of that. Yeah,
I think I feel like almost Uncanny Valley area where it's like almost too real, but like not at all, and that's what freaked me out the most as a kid. But also, I still loved it, and I wanted to watch it over and over again. So you know.
I think definitely like the animation style of it is definitely.
Adds to the unsettling.
I will say, literally, like my first note here is like, I think even from the beginning, I think it did a really good job of having that unsettling nature to it, like not just with the music and the sound effects that felt like really spooky, and like then the little girl on her bike. Honestly, little girls singing kind of creeped me out.
Okay, everything about it, even.
And but then what I noticed too was the animation style. Like it is unsettling, and I mean it's well animated, but it has that realistic look to it. That's because this was made with this performance capture process called image movers. This is the same process that was used on like the Polar Express, A Christmas Carol.
No.
Like that same kind of like realistic, but kind of creepy looking.
Yeah.
And that company's from Robert Zemeckis, and he directed those movies. He didn't direct this, but so that was his company. And that's why it looks like that. And it was definitely kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
For sure. But then, so basically the first thing that happens in the movie is that little girl's riding her bike, and then there's this leaf following the girl, and then you already see her like at the house, and the old man scares him away.
So this kind of just sets up the whole thing of the movie. It's like, you stay away from this house because this is a creepy house.
Basically, like, get the hell away from the house. And basically then you see this old man looking scary, yelling at her and taking her bike away from her. You're just like, okay. Yes. Like, this is a problem, this guy. Let's just... And this lawn and this house, everything about it. Let's just stay away.
Yes.
But DJ is the main character.
But in turn, you get to meet the main character from this encounter with the little girl, because he is actually watching him through the window, which apparently something he does often. He's just a creepy little boy.
Yeah, he has all these pictures and documents of, like, all the... There's a second tricycle this month or whatever. Like, he's clearly, like... super obsessed with this.
Yeah, obsessed. So he's a little creep, but he's a preteen.
Yeah, anyway.
Arnold.
So his parents are going away for the weekend. I think. I don't know where they say, whatever. And as they're leaving, his best friend, this motherfucker Chowder. I have a lot to say about Chowder, man.
Yeah.
And
don't we all?
It's good and bad, I will say. I will say right now is this man would test me. He would test me. Because...
It's funny you say that, because Chowder reminds me of you.
I'm like, don't like Chowder. Anyway. Basically what happens is he has his basketball, starts shooting it around like a dumbass, and it ends up on the lawn. And I love the joke about how he paid, first of all, $28 for a fucking ball. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed. But also, too, he's like, I raked 10 yards, and I asked my mom for money 26 times. Like, this lazy... Okay, yeah, you know...
That was fun.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
There were a lot of jokes that I honestly, like, I didn't... maybe I just wasn't paying attention before, but, like, I, like, really picked up on them now. After this rewatch, and I was able to appreciate it more. Yeah. Yeah. So.
I think, okay, so my thing with the Chowder character, the stuff he says throughout the movie I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But when he would do things,
it was annoying as hell.
Pissed me the hell off.
Yeah. Do you see my point? Funny as hell. Pisses me off Everything, anything you do, anything.
Can you speak?
No.
Okay. And then so not only for me that I noticed for the animation, like not just like the looks of the characters and like everything, but so this was something I didn't really notice till I watched it like last year for the first time in a while. Like a lot of the different camera angles and movements that they would use, like it was just definitely added to that unsettledness.
Yes.
Which I like. Like I thought that was really cool. I'm like I didn't really notice, but the way they would get like really tight on characters are like it was just.
It shows
especially because they already look
details.
Yeah, the details of already how creepy they look.
Yeah. I agree. It definitely is just.
So I was just like, how did I not like as a kid? I remember being pretty creeped out by this. I mean, I think this is like the freakiest looking like
kids movie.
Scary movie. I think.
Yeah, I mean, like, and a lot of the
for being animated too is pretty impressive. Considering also too like they're doing that without any kind of graphic, like obviously there's no blood or gore because it's a kids movie, like but the fact that they're still able to make it like that unsettling, just from the look of it, I mean they do a job definitely. This almost because of like the crude humor that you find throughout the movie and everything, it almost reminds me of like a DreamWorks movie. Is it a DreamWorks? It's not a DreamWorks movie. It's from Sony.
That's what I thought. It gave me like DreamWorks vibes because it was like it was pushing on the border of like, is this a kids movie? Are we sure about that?
Yeah.
So because just everything about it. But I mean, I think it's still I think that's why I can still enjoy it as an adult.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Well, basically, he goes to get the ball. Old man, of course, freaks out on him, and as he's like grabbing him, he like just collapses on him.
This was the scariest part of the movie
because the way he. Yes.
Because it's like you are watching it through DJ's eyes and he like falls on top of you and it's just like
the way that the camera it's like first of all it's super tight on just his eyes and then as he's falling like it's like moving with him. That creeped me out.
It's so creepy.
But it's so good.
It's so good.
It's really cool.
And I think that was like the main part that really, really got me when I was watching it as a kid, that I just hated that part so much. Because like after watching so many times, I know he's not dead, but still in my head, I'm like, there's a dead body on me.
It definitely feels like, I mean, that's why he's like, he was like, am I a murderer? He's like, you're not a murderer. He's like, I'm not. No, when it's an accident, it's called manslaughter. It's like, thanks. Yeah, okay, you know what? I would think I'm fixing things and exactly.
Yeah, all the little comments in this movie are hilarious. Yeah. I wrote down I think a couple of them because I just think they're funny.
Yeah, so he gets taken away, and now the babysitter showed up for the weekend.
The classic Elizabeth? Babysitter.
Or Z?
Z, yeah.
The classic.
It was a lot of tropes in this movie for sure, like character tropes, and the babysitter rebel is definitely
for sure. I mean, I was thinking to myself, if I was a kid like he was, I'd probably hate her, but now I just like kind of want to be her.
Right? like I hated her as a kid, but like now
I'm just like, I get it. Like she just I mean, do your thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get to meet her. She's very lean back, but we also get to meet her boyfriend. Her love interest, Bones. Which is once again the creepiest thing.
Dude, I literally wrote, I'd be more scared of Bones than the freaking house. Like, he looks creepier than the old man.
I wrote that he looks like Michael Cera if he got hit by a bus.
Oh. Pretty accurate. Yeah.
He's so creepy.
Yeah, I did not like the look of him. Yeah. Very unsettling.
Yeah, it was not great. From his name being Bones to just everything about him and the way that he talked and just it's like,
it's like get the hell away. Get the hell away.
Gross.
Well, good thing is, pretty soon after he shows up, he does get kicked out of the house.
Yeah.
And his drunk ass goes to the lawn of the monster house because I know what he's doing. Sees his childhood kite that he was talking to her about. Like, I lost this kite, whatever. Sees it. Trapped in the house.
Yep,
that's another man trapped. Man's gone.
He deserved it. I do not feel bad, and because you know what, as Z said, he has no respect for women.
No,
which I'm like, go off, sis. Yes.
So we just have a feminist message.
Underlying. In some ways.
It was a bit of a stretch, but it's fine. It's fine.
But yeah.
Anyways. What happened next?
But so these little kids, they like to get into some trouble. So they go, I'm assuming is like their meetup place, which is like this like old abandoned I don't even know what it is.
Site?
Construction site maybe, but it's not underground, but it's like dug in.
Yeah.
So you would like have to like climb down a bunch of rocks to get into it.
I don't know.
I don't really know. Maybe a quarry
when I
or
was
something.
his age, my friends and I would just go in like the woods or something. They found a completely unique.
Oh, yeah, we went to the park like normal children. So.
Well, the woods were right in our neighborhood. So let's explore.
Okay, well that's dangerous, but anyway.
It's called fun. It's called fun.
But so here they're kind of like discussing like, all right, this is what we know about the house so far. We need to stay up all night and watch it. They're going to stay up all night to watch a house.
In 2006, they had cameras, right?
I'm sure they did, yeah.
They could have just got the camera.
Yeah, they're not the brightest crayons in the box.
Yeah, it's pretty established, especially when Orange Head Girl comes along.
Orange Head Girl, Jenny.
What's her name? You don't even know her name.
Is that her name? I think her name was Jenny.
I don't even remember them saying her name. I swear to God.
I want to say her name was Jenny.
Her name is.
Someone's name was Jenny.
Jenny.
I knew it.
I did not catch that. Anyway.
So, Miss Jenny.
But yeah, Jenny. So Jenny eventually comes along, and I like how the first time you see her, she's having the conversation with the babysitter and selling those cookies.
Yeah,
kind of just like
the candies.
Oh, it was you're right. It was Halloween candy. And I just like how from that conversation you can tell these two boys are freaking idiots. She's not gonna be like that. She's
a lot smarter. As a kid watching this girl, I was so annoyed with her, but like watching it again now, it's like wow,
queen
shit. Look at that. She knew how to like haggle with the babysitter. She was like, let's say the parents left you $30.
Right.
You know, you pay me $20. Say that it was $30. You pocket the extra. Yeah. And it's like genius.
You're like queen.
Love it.
So it definitely makes sense. So it definitely feels like she's the missing piece to these boys figuring out this whole monster house situation. However, she does almost get eaten.
Yeah.
And then the babysitter's like, okay, I don't know where Bones is. I'm gonna go look for him. So she's out of the picture now. And then now this girl, because she's almost eaten, does not know what's going on. She's like, okay, these boys like, they're weird. I would not hang out with them. But like, let's figure out what's going on.
They need each other.
And also, they're both very much in love with this girl.
Yes, because of course.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Chowder Man. Fucking annoying ass. Chowder. Well, Dad, why don't you kiss my hairy butt? Hey, DJ, you got any beer? I'm like, dude, shut. These freaking children, man. And then he's talking about like introducing himself to her. She's like, oh, his friend was like, oh, his name's Chowder. And he's like, oh, Charles to the ladies.
Oh, Charles to the ladies. Like, smooth. Very, very smooth.
But that, okay. My biggest issue with this scene and with this character, she says she hates Mexican food.
Yeah.
I was like, cancel this bitch right now.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, this is a white woman saying
this
that.
Is no. It
reeks.
Because here's the thing that I promise you, she's never had real Mexican food.
No, she probably went to Taco Bell and like got sick. And she thought,
which it's not Mexican food.
No, it's food. I like Taco Bell.
I mean, it's food. I will still eat it gladly.
The dollar menu's terrific, but
it is not Mexican food.
Yeah. Anywho. So next thing you know, the cops show up on the scene.
Another trope, the useless cops.
The useless, stupid fucking cops.
Hilarious.
And they're played by none other than Kevin James and Nick Cannon.
It's the best.
Which is not a pairing I would have expected.
No, but I think it works so for this.
Better. Because then you have Kevin James, he's like kind of the established, kind of full of... Well,
established
that's how he sets himself off to be. Like that's how he presents himself. And then Nick Cannon's obviously a rookie cop playing around with a loaded gun and all that dumb stuff. But the whole point is, I mean, they just show up. They don't believe the kids. They're just like, okay, y'all are just causing trouble, whatever.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
What are you thinking about?
I'm just thinking about all the scenes with them. There's one, and I don't think it comes up until later, where I might have been this one where he like. I don't know if I wrote it down. But basically, like, they like, said something to the cop, and they were, like, joking, and he was like, and pulls out his gun.
No, it was a scene. And he's like, put that away, it's loaded.
I couldn't stop laughing.
No, it was a scene. Yeah.
This is the way, like, just the way that he does it, he's like,
I thought, dude, I was even noticing, like, the animation with them, like, with all the characters, like, even the way, like, because he's like a rookie, and like they make him out to be kind of distinguishable with like how he would like roll his eyes or whatever. I just thought it was just funny.
A lot of those characters made me laugh so hard.
Then we had another funny character show up because for whatever reason they decide to enlist the help of this Reginald gamer dude.
Yeah. Who's he to like give them information? Like, what does he really know?
I don't know what he's all about.
Stuff? So like,
but I think he's geniusly casted. John Heater.
Absolutely.
Because
there is no other voice
that
could
dude.
play
His
him.
voice is perfect.
Yeah.
But what they get from that is that the soul of the what was he trying to say? Kind of this. They originally thought the soul of the house was Nevercracker. The way he was explaining to them made them believe that like that's the conclusion they reached.
Yeah, so basically because they still at that point thought that he was dead, that he had like killed him.
Yeah. And
so he is now like haunting the house. Himself, and so that's their understanding.
And they were saying, okay, the only way to stop it is, its heart. Mm-hmm. So we need to figure out a way to do that.
Yes, which they've realized after watching the house for several hours, like weirdos, that the chimney has been going.
Did you say chimney?
Chimney.
I heard it extra.
Chimney. Chimney.
Anyway, what's wrong? What's up with the chimney?
There's been smoke coming out of it the whole time, like ever since he had died. So that's like part of the reason why they thought like, okay, that's probably him. So they figured they find their way that connects to the chimney. Chimney.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
Okay. Listen. I have trouble with my words sometimes. Moving on.
It's been a week.
Okay? So anyway, the chimney. Mm-hmm. It's where the heart is. Continue.
Do you want to just call it the chim?
The little chim.
No, you said chimp now. Like it's a chimpanzee.
I said chim. Like chimmy.
All right. Well, they decide, okay, we got to make a plan. They try to make a plan. Right when they think it's going to go well, those same dumb cops foil the plan.
Which, like, in theory, I would have liked to see it at play because, like...
I don't think it would have worked.
I don't think it would have worked, but I feel like...
I kind of wanted to see if it would have worked.
I know, because I feel like there may have been a slight chance that it could have worked because their plan was
it wasn't terrible. Like, it was a ridiculous idea, but it wasn't awful.
But it was halfway to working.
It was kind of working.
Yeah, so they dressed up a little dummy with, like, a vacuum and then filled it with a bunch of cold medicine.
Yeah.
Trying to, get the house to eat it, and then hopefully the cold medicine would knock the house out. Which, like, that's not a terrible idea.
I would have done.
It's more than I would have thought.
I would have done what any sensible person. I would have just moved out the house, moved to a different neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or a different city.
Yeah, with the income of an 11-year-old. Yes.
Oh, not him, but I just mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But so I would have liked to see that plan in action. But unfortunately, the cops come back and foil it, and
then their dumb selves get themselves eaten by the house. Mm-hmm. And because they put the kids in the cop car because they had enough of their shenanigans, they're sucked into the house, like, in the car. Hmm. And they're now in the house, finally. Like, this point, they're inside the house.
Inside the house. Inside the house.
And then you get one of my favorite jokes here. Chowder, again, driving me freaking insane.
Classic.
You want to... I feel like...
I need to. Ahead. Because... when I think about this movie, I think about this line, and I say this line like once a month for some reason because it often comes up.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure why. But so he's like, they shoot the chandelier, which they assume is the heart, and then it like the house like gags. And then they realized, oh no, that's the uvula. And he goes, oh, so it's a girl house. And even as a kid, I didn't even understand it, but I laughed. And it was my favorite line.
Okay, so the rest of the joke, I don't know if I understand, because then she's like, no, that's like a uvula. It's for like a gag reflex. Like everyone has one. She's like, and he says,
I don't have one. Yeah, that's just him just being an idiot. Very funny. Yeah.
I will say though, now that they're inside the house, I think I found more to appreciate too with. Not only like how everything's designed in the house, mm-hmm. but because they had to make it scary, like how like they make, like for example, like the front of the house, how they make it like the teeth, mm-hmm. and the carpets like the tongue, and like how they make everything in the house seem like part of something that's alive.
Yeah,
I would say, and scary.
It's weird, but watching this movie like as a kid, and I think even now I still get that feeling watching it. It's like this is like a whole new level of fear with watching it, which I don't know how to explain it without it sounding super stupid because it's
no, yes,
but
two
like,
idiots, yeah.
Two idiots, yeah. It feels very, I don't know, like almost like, okay, this is it. This is like high stakes. This is no going back. Even though it is a cartoon movie, and I know that, but for some reason I just get that like anxiety induced feeling, and I don't know how to explain it, but like I get a different feeling once they're inside the house.
Okay. Like more anxiety?
I don't know. Like I guess you could say it was like extra anxiety to it, but I don't know. It's a different feeling is all I can put into words.
Well, I'm assuming that feeling didn't last for long because once they activate that uvula, they're shot right out the house, and right when that happens, Nevercracker shows up in the ambulance. What?
You forgot a very important part of this movie.
What did I forget?
They make it down to the basement, and they find a body.
Oh, well,
under the cement.
Oh, did I not write any of that down?
That's a whole driving.
No, I wrote about it, I guess, after. But I guess
Well, he gives the story after, but like,
yeah, I wrote down the story, but I didn't mention when they found her. Okay,
because
you're right.
At this point, everyone like the theory is that Nevercracker killed his wife and ate her, and so but they find her body covered in cement in the basement,
and also like all the toys
and all the toys that all the children have lost, and then at that point they get shot out and they run into Nevercracker outside, and they're like, "But you were dead," and he's like, No. I'm not. And then we find out. Do we find out now a little bit more?
Well, what's it? Yeah, because then he starts talking to the house, and then you realize, okay, that woman that was in the house was his wife, Constance. So even though she's dead in the cement, it's kind of like her soul is still alive, in the house. Like in the house.
Yeah.
So the whole story is that Constance, I guess, is this kind of like circus kind of performance kind of thing. He saves her and like basically takes her and like will do anything for her and all that. But then once they get to the house that they start building, she's still being ridiculed by the children because of her size.
Yeah.
And as she's fighting back against these children, accidentally falls into the house while it's being built and is covered in cement. And that is why they find her body in that manner, and she is dead. But like we said, her soul still lives on. And
her soul still lives on. Hey, you called me out earlier. Okay, I had to get even.
It's fair.
All right, her soul
still lives on. And this is where she's going to continue to hurt and torment the children that come near her, just as they did. Just as they were doing to her when she was alive.
Because Nevercracker was stupid enough to continue building the house on top of her.
Why'd he finish? Yeah.
Like, why not, have them remove her body and bury her like a normal
move
person?
Else.
And then, like, if you wanted to finish the house after that, I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
But, like, more likely you'd want to move after.
Out.
Again, not on top of her body. Why would you continue building? That sounds so stupid.
It's craziness. And then you realize this whole time you think Nevercracker. What the hell is wrong with their words today? Nevercracker. First of all, they gave him that ridiculous ass name.
It's a stupid name.
That's why I'm having so much trouble. So he has not been just wanting to scare these kids away. He's been trying to protect them.
Save the kids.
He's been trying to save the kids. But you look back from the beginning of the movie, he gets really pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm like, it didn't really seem like he had a protective attitude at first, but whatever. It was just more like, get off my lawn, which you get why he says that, but like, he was kind of like, I want to kill you kind of thing.
A little bit.
You could have just said, don't get on the lawn.
He's like, hey, stop it.
Yeah, just stop. And so at this point, because they realize, okay, all he's been doing is just protecting us, they decide, okay, you know what? We're gonna protect you now. You've done enough protecting for us. We're gonna protect you now. We're gonna get you out of this situation right now.
And here comes the climax of the movie.
So I don't know how this happened. The monster house came alive, like really, really alive.
Yeah, it like grew limbs and like
started walking around.
It started walking around
the town.
Like, okay,
where none of the neighbors saw.
Right? Why is like this house is transformed? It's like in like very scary ways. And you're telling me there's not a single neighbor who happened to be looking out the window at that point?
Or hearing it.
Or hearing it. I look out my front door window, like my front window often, just like front door window. My front window often, and I can see all the houses, and like I could, like, it'd be,
Yeah.
I would maybe say something if like one of the houses like just came to life, but you know, that's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, no, you just keep it to yourself.
Oh, okay, yeah. But regardless, the house gets up and just walks away.
Yeah.
And chases the kids back into that abandoned, I'm going to call it quarry for, you know,
Sure.
for namesake, because I don't actually know what the name of it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is, you know, the big boss scene where they have to fight the house.
Yes, because their big plan is that Nibbercracker, so it's established that he's dealt, like, with explosives.
Yes.
So he's like, okay, we're going to blow her up. Take this explosive and put it down the chimney because that'll lead straight to the heart. Did I say chimney?
You said chimney. You did the Mexican way.
Well, I've honestly, there's been so many times with the CH sound. Like, Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway.
Two idiots who know nothing.
Two idiots who don't even know how to talk. Anyway.
Two idiots don't even, not even two idiots who.
You can't even talk now.
Just two idiots that can't talk.
Two idiots.
Trying to talk about anything, really.
Two idiots today. Anyway.
So DJ needs to get it in the heart, but that monster house is a little clever. Mm-hmm. So what they do? Chowder. I didn't say shouter. I didn't say shower. I said chowder. Takes the excavator from earlier in their, in their quarry, whatever you would like to call it.
Yes.
Smash into the house.
Oof. Smash.
But the house is gonna need more than that, and now it's transformed into a freaking Godzilla.
Yeah, now it's even scarier, so that's fun.
And like I don't know what the hell it is, but it's not a house anymore. It's
just a bunch of spiky wood.
Yeah.
Spiky wood with limbs.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So that's fun for them, but eventually
they do eventually get the explosive in the house, in the chimney.
In the chimney.
And boom. The house is gone. It is gone for good.
Which, first of all, his plan was to blow her up while they were still in the neighborhood before. That is a very large explosion. He would have gotten rid of all of the houses near them.
Oh yeah, he would have blown up the whole neighborhood.
Like,
what?
what?
He would have killed him.
What was his plan?
It was a suicide mission, basically.
Obviously.
So it was honestly a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
That didn't work out.
Yeah. So. But in the end, it was a happy ending because the house gone.
No, and then you see Nibbercracker. Did I say that right?
Yes.
He's with Constance's spirit, like saying bye. And I'm like, this is kind of sweet. Like it's a little heart here.
A little bit, just a tap it.
I like that he's finally, able to say his goodbye to her, but also celebrating his freedom because damn, he's like 45 years. I'm like,
I know, poor man.
Trapped, literally.
Trapped.
But, yeah, and basically everything's settled there, so they give
all the toys go back to the children.
Kids. I forgot honestly at this point that the house had all the toys. They never really explain why the house was always taking their toy. Because it wasn't just the house. It was even in the beginning, the old man just took her bike.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And they never really
unfinished plotlines.
One out of 10. No, I'm kidding.
How dare they?
I was like, does she just hate the kids so much that she just wants to take their shit? Mm-hmm. Probably what it is.
Probably.
So they go off. They're like, you know what? Let's go trick or treat.
Yeah. After all this, maybe we're not so grown up after all. Yeah. After we, murdered a house,
blew up a house.
Yeah.
In an excavator,
we're still kids. We're children.
We're children. We're gonna keep our innocence.
And the girl who I thought was so smart at the beginning was an idiot because then she was like, we should hang out again.
Also too, I forgot that she kissed.
And then she had kissed him. I guess a kiss for the bravery of the boy, but it was more like he was like, I can't do it, and she was like, if I kiss you, will you do it?
Yeah, basically. And then at the end, Chowder's like, she grabbed my butt or something. Yeah. He's like, that's good, Chowder.
That's great, Chowder.
But that's the end of Monster House, basically. So
Yep. I'm sorry. I was looking
what are you laughing at?
My notes. There was one point where the cop told Chowder, he was like, I got something to say, Porky. Weeble weeble.
Oh my god.
He was trying to do the Porky Pig, and I was like, this is so screwed up.
I think I wrote down another joke he said.
Yeah.
Okay, these are just random jokes I wrote that I didn't mention. So when the parents were leaving, I loved how they were like, if anything happens, call the police and hide in your closet. Loves that. Caring parents.
Honestly. He's like...
Oh, Chowder. My dad's at the pharmacy and my mom's at the movies with a personal trainer.
Yeah, it was a personal trainer. I heard that one too. There was another point where he was like DJ was feeling bad and he was like, so you killed someone, life goes on.
Yeah, like
he's like, whatever.
This kid, man, that's what I'm telling you. When
it was very funny. Anyways,
final thoughts.
Final thoughts. This movie never fails to make me laugh. I think it does a good job of that. It also creeps me out still to this day, even though I'm an adult and I've seen much scarier things than that.
Definitely.
It still creeps me out because it's unsettling. I love it. I mean, it's not my all-time favorite Halloween movie, but it's still one of my classic Halloween movies that I
something you can go back to every year.
Yeah,
to watch.
More than likely, I always go back to it once a year. But yeah, I mean, I like it.
Okay.
Watch it over and over again. Probably not the most appropriate movie to watch with a kid, but I'm still gonna watch it with my nieces.
But they made it just for kids.
So you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Well, I enjoy this movie overall. I had fun with it just because, like I said, the appreciation I have for like the way they directed it, like with just the different ways they make it unsettling is not really something I realized very much. A lot of the humor was fun. You know, some of it didn't really click, but I thought a lot of it worked pretty well. And then you had the little bit of heart there with Neberkragla. With
it's just getting worse every time you say it.
I'm struggling there. I will say, I mean, the movie is pretty short. It's less than an hour and a half, and it does move pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, it doesn't really feel like a lot happens. Like, kind of.
Yeah.
So, I think probably one of the things which is, it's understandable. The only character that you really get any kind of development from is Nebercracker. And I guess I wish, since we were following these kids, if we would have been able to learn a little bit more about the kids. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
But I'm also not, I can't really follow it too much because it's not what it's
But also, do you want more of Chowder?
I was going to say, I mean, in the case of a movie like that, didn't really matter, especially like, I did actually, no. I actually put it, okay, here's where I fall. I found Chowder sometimes a little more annoying than funny. So if I knew more about him, maybe I wouldn't have bothered me as much.
I feel like it would have done the opposite.
It probably would have bothered me even more. I'm like, I don't care about the fucking Chowder.
Exactly.
You know, that's fair.
Exactly the reaction.
That's fair. Anyways, this was a perfectly fun, spooky watch, and definitely creepier than I remember. Definitely creepier for kids, like for a PG-rated movie. Like we said,
it's PG. Okay.
Yeah. Even it gave me a little bit of chilly willies.
A little bit of chilly willies. Yeah.
Watching this, so I enjoyed it for all those reasons. Do you have a score?
Yes, I do. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10.
You know what? Cheers to that. It's a 7 for me, too.
Cheers.
I actually came into this with a 6, but you talked me up a little bit. Yeah.
It's good. But yeah, you know what? All in all, I'm just glad that I got the chance to watch it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I've been living in a madhouse. All week. I told you this pun wasn't going to be very good this week.
Oh. Was that? I didn't know that was a pun. I didn't know what you were doing at first.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I racked my brain for hours trying to come up with a fun one.
You know what?
But how about I leave you with this? All right? What do you got? Okay. So, it's from the Muppets Haunted Mansion, but I thought this joke was so funny that I paused the movie and went to go until it was so good.
Go for it.
Okay. What happens when you don't pay your exorcism bill?
What happens?
You get repossessed. It's so funny.
And on that note, that ends our spooky season for 2021.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, because
what a sad way to end it.
We miss out on jokes like that. Anyways, yeah. Thank you all for tuning into our discussion at Monster House. Next discussion, we're going to go back to a little bit more of a kind of wide array of different genres and stuff. But
I'm actually very excited.
Yes, so if y'all don't know, next week is our 30th episode. We've reached another decade of episodes.
Yes, we did it.
Which is pretty fun. So we thought, why not do a movie that kind of incorporates that in some sort?
The theme of 30.
The theme of 30. And that is why next week we are going to be talking about
13 going on 30.
Yes.
I love this movie. I'm so excited.
I'm very looking forward to talking about this one.
Mm-hmm.
It is streaming right now on HBO Max. If you need to rewatch it or watch it for the first time or
watch it for the millionth time like me.
Exactly.
This is that's a classic in my family. We watch it all the time.
I bet. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of thoughts you have on it too. So it's gonna be fun.
Is it 13 going on 30? It is. It's my number 9 on my top 10 list. But I love this movie.
Is this the first time we've talked about like anything on our list?
No, I think we've talked about them before. We watched. Did we not? I'm pretty sure we watched something. Never mind. We didn't.
We probably didn't.
Nope.
Anyway, so yeah, it's a first. 13 going on 30 for our 30th episode. We thought perfect fit. It's going to be a really fun movie to talk about.
Splendid.
Yes. So, wherever you slip on your headphones to. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. You can listen to us on there. Appreciate y'all for listening. Leave a review.
You know what?
What's up?
I saw a guy on campus the other day, and he was listening with his headphones in, and he was laughing. And I like to think that he was listening to our podcast.
I really hope so.
He wasn't, but in my heart, he was.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I mean, hey, you can be one of those people too.
If you're the guy that I passed by on campus with the headphones in and was laughing to yourself, please tell me it was us.
Please.
It would be sad if it wasn't.
Or you could be one of those people.
Well, yeah, you could be that person.
You could be that person for us. Yeah. We would love that. Yeah. So if you want to be that person, we are on all the audio streaming platforms, or you can do both. Also on YouTube, if you want to see the video version of this podcast, it is on In a Wider Screen Podcast is the YouTube channel. That's where we post the videos. So check us out on there. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And finally, on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, we are at In a Wider Screen. Make sure to give us a follow on there to stay updated on everything. Are you what are you doing?
Oh, I do this every time. You just never notice it. I'm always here to back you up.
I realize a lot of these episodes, I kind of just pretend the right side of my vision is non-existent.
There's a wall here.
And it makes me feel more sane, I would like to think.
I finally get that song, Partition by Beyonce.
Drive a roll up the partition. It's a good song.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything again?
It doesn't.
Oh.
I was thinking about it and it made sense.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming to spooky season.
We appreciate
Maybe we could do something for Christmas or something.
Oh, yeah. We could do a Christmas. We could do like a,
Christmas special of some sorts.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That'll be fun. But stay tuned for all that. That's coming up. So once again, thanks for listening, watching. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.